I think it's really important for us to understand where we're going, and that will help a lot of things fall into place in our immediate understanding as we start to create. So grab a cuppa and a couple of cheeky biscuits and just watch this video. There's nothing for you to do at this point apart from just absorb what we're going to look at. We're going to take a look around a couple of websites. We're going to take a look at a bit of code and some of the ways that the HTML and CSS especially, the ways that they will work or work in a website will start to make a sense to you before we actually start putting items on the page and starting to understand these more deeply. So the first thing we're going to do is just pop along to a website and have a little peek at how everything looks like it's formed, because it's very difficult sometimes to understand the different layers that are there in a project. The first thing we want to think about is HTML. Now, if you remember, HTML is all about is how we create the structure, the skeleton, the framework of our web page, of our interface. And so this is literally what says there is a box up here and then there's something in there. It's really about the framework that you would hang something on. And so we need to understand what that framework kind of consists of. In short, it's grids and boxes. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example of that in just a minute. But first, if I just grab my little measurement tool here, this is a pretty cool, nice little tool just to obviously measure different things on a web page. If I start to create boxes around here, you can see how that kind of fits into the design. So here, that is just a big box. But what we can see is that this top section is actually just a box. It's a full width box and it has a height to it. If I then take just the header and this grouping of elements, we can see also that they are in a box. Okay, so they are kind of center aligned into the box and this is the header. If we look at this as well, we can see that there's a nice little box around that. Obviously there are two items in there and they are also actually little boxes and they are grouped into a bigger box. If you start looking at everything in essentially squares and rectangles, you'll start to see that that pattern is everywhere. Obviously this one easy to kind of figure out. There's a section there and there are four smaller boxes in there. Now notice that they all have equal margin, they have equal gap between them. So we have four equal sized grid boxes or items in a larger rectangular container. And actually this is a really lovely example of how there's a consistent spacing between all of the different elements. That's what I've always called visual rhythm, that there's a nice even rhythm that we can see throughout this design. But this is certainly a nice example of how everything is, in some degree, it's a grid with boxes. This is a big sort of column of 1, this is a column of 4, and we have nice equal margins, or more specifically gaps between them. But also inside, this would be a container. It has a pretty even gap between the edges, and we can see that this would be a heading and the image would be at probably the bottom of this container here. Okay, so once you start looking at websites a bit like that, you would start to realize how you can start putting them together. Here, for example, this would definitely be a section, and then in it we have a heading, and then we have another box that contains this grid here. And they're doing something really fandangly awesome, and they're like bleeding that off there, which is a bit annoying for this demonstration, if I'm honest. But there we go. Boxes and grids everywhere. But again, just look at this consistent spacing. All of the elements of the content you see on my mouse there, it's all following that line. So a perfect use of a grid there. Gits. But yeah, for the most part anyway, they are certainly very, very consistent in what they're doing. Let's have a look at another website and see if you can start to just see how the boxes come together. Let's start with the header. This is a full width, full row of the grid then, box. We also then have another grouped set of items here, the logo and then the navigation. And guess what? The navigation will be in its own little box. So there will be a bigger box and then a smaller box in there, and next to it as a sibling there'll be another box there, and that's all in the bigger box that's here. Okay, and then you've guessed it, we've got another box containing that, and these are actually boxes also. On this section we've got what we call the hero section. This here is a container quite clearly, and whether that's done by padding, however they've decided to do it, this is a bunch of grouped content. It's in a box and there's padding around that. I will go through margin, padding, and what all of those terms mean, but that's space from the edge of the outside of the box. And then you can see here as well, we've got another grouping here, and guess what? It's rectangular. So boxes everywhere. Excuse me. This is how you would start to plan a project. For example, if somebody said that we wanted, you wanted a section where there was essentially 3 columns and you wanted to fill it up like this, you would know that immediately these 2 items are going to be contained in an outer container, which is what containing means, and that then you've got to set them out for space and padding and spacing and gaps within that. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at another one, and we'll actually dive into a bit of code here. So again, who's that handsome fella, eh? So again, we've got the header. Okay, this is an entire section. It's full width, but actually there will be a smaller container here, grouping these elements. Here we've got 3 elements: a logo, a menu, a navigation, and a button. And what we can see here is that these items are given equal space between them. Okay, so this is using Flexbox, which we'll cover later. And what we're doing is saying to the box, all of the items that you have inside you, spread them out evenly from one end to the other. So guess what? This has to be in a box. All right, so these items, these nav items, are in a box. So's this one, so's this one, and they are all pushed evenly, one end to the other, with equal spacing by the container. Okay, I've somehow made it less bright. Okay, so now you can kind of see little boxes and containers everywhere. 1/2 box, 1/2 box, boxes everywhere, like a blooming box factory. Okay, grouped. Okay, you can see grouped, and grouped. So that's a 2 column. Now let's actually have a look in the code. Okay, so jump onto your browser after and have a little go at this if you've never tried it before. But right click on an element and click inspect, and you're going to have, assuming you're in Chrome, that's the best one to do it on. You're going to have this panel open on up. It's the dev panel. You might find that it's up on the side, so you just need to toggle it. I can't think where the toggle is now. Is it on there? Yeah, so toggle it to where you like it to be. You might prefer it to be on the side. It's completely up to you. It doesn't change the function. Okay, so as we hover over elements on the page, you'll see that it actually highlights a little bit, actually a little bit too well for my example. And what we see here are divs. Okay, now divs are boxes. They literally are just little container boxes. Okay, so I'm hovering over the div that the image is in right now. If you just don't know if I can zoom. Nope, it's not working. Okay, so we've got a div there, and we've got a div there. Okay, so 1/2, 1/2, and you can see how that's grouped together. If I just bring this down a little bit and bring that up, you can see that we've got boxes, and guess what? They are in another box. Now here you can see that there's the box goes full width across, and there we have another one, which is the actual section, but there's padding and spacing in there. let's have a look deeper into this. So we've got this box, but if we go down here, we'll see that there's another box. It's a div. Remember div? And actually, I just mentioned flex. You can see that this is a flex container there. Okay, cool. So we have these items pushed together in a box. That itself is in a box, which is with another box, which is in a bigger box, which is in a section box. Okay, so you can see how everything is in a box, or it is a box. I hope I haven't labored that point too much, but that is how we get the first that's how we get to grips initially with a project. We're probably just going to box everything out. My first coding days, and we'll do a little bit of this as a first exercise, I suppose, is literally to just space out boxes as I need them, and I would have them being vibrant green, blue, yellow, and it would just be a big kaleidoscope of boxes everywhere, just so that I could know that I had the broad strokes in place. Yeah, we'll do something like that just so that you can have that experience and it will make sense to you. So yes, everything is a box, whichever website you look at. Yeah, that's a helpful way to think about it. Okay, cool. So what's this? This is my VS Code project. We don't want that. We want Vue Studio, don't we? Here's the thing. This is the big secret. Okay, we have boxes, but they need to be in a system. And especially when you're working with other people, you know, it's good to have a set system so everyone, you know, is singing the same tune. Now, if you have a peek here, we have 12 columns, and this is just the best way to lay out something like a web page or design. Now, 12 is divisible by 4, which is like the magic number. You generally want to stick to numbers that can be divided by 4, because they'll always be able to divide or multiply evenly. If you look at how neat this is, we have that consistent gap, which, if you remember from the Samsung website, really created a nice visual rhythm. And you can see how you can try and keep, well, that one's a bit rubbish, isn't it? That one should be, I would have that sort of right there. But you can see how everything really works well to keep it nice and rigid. See these feature cards? A bad design would be using hard pixel values instead of a gap, a predefined gap, and that's when you'll see designs that just look here, there, and everywhere, and your eyes can't settle. There's no visual hierarchy. Front-end web development is about visual rhythm, clarity, visual hierarchy, drawing the eye to something that matters, and a lot of that initially is about sticking to something rigid, a nice framework. So HTML is very much about the framework. Okay, we want to put all of these different bits in place. Now you see how there's an example here. If something is a bit out of whack, then it just upsets the whole thing. We actually had that on a website earlier on, but yeah, our goal would be to keep it aligned with all of the different elements. Now, of course, sometimes for a bit of visual pow, you're going to want to do something a little bit different, but you know, sometimes there's an exception to the rule. We don't really want to do that very often. We should at least have the system, and then we are free to break it. Okay, cool. So to summarize this one, when we're kind of a bit daunted by how we want to put a page together, think in boxes first of all. That's how we're going to group elements, and the best thing that we can do is find ways to keep consistent numbers. Otherwise, like that, it just doesn't look right. So we want to keep everything nice and consistent. We want to work with the system, and then we're free to break it should we find reason to. 12 column grid is what you want to Google and research a bit more to understand it, but the systems we use are going to fit quite well into that anyway. Right, okay, with that out of the way, that's the first idea about structure and the system behind it. And in the next video, we're actually going to put our fingers to the keyboard and start making a little bit of play with some HTML. So I'll see you in that one.